Rest in Thee, a series of meditations for the restless. Welcome. It's great to be spending time with God and taking a moment out of our days. I wanted to look at today just one passage from Psalm 139. It's a psalm that we know well. It's talking about, how intimately God knows us, how much He treasures us, every part of us. In verse 4 it says, "A word is not yet on my tongue, before you, Lord, know all about it." And I think it's not so much a excuse not to talk to God, but I think one of the really deep human longings is to be known, to be understood, and God offers that to us in a way that no one else can. No matter how much we crave to be understood, to be heard, God doesn't need our words or what we communicate. He knows our inmost being. He knows us at a depth that no one else can access. And I think He wants us to know that He knows us as well, so that we can draw closer to Him in intimacy. The kind of intimacy of the just dwelling, where words don't even need to be spoken sometimes, but so much is communicated in the presence. So as we enter today into the presence of Jesus, who's here with us always, just hold that in mind, that He knows what you're going to say, but He just wants to be with you. Whatever area you're feeling troubled or concerned about, He already knows, and He's so ready to listen to you. You don't need to be afraid of His reaction. He just wants to receive us as we are. So wherever you find yourself, allow your body just to quieten down. Just ground yourself. And just allow your eyes to move about wherever you are. Just notice what's standing out to you, what kinds of things you find in your environment, what textures or colours you're drawn to. And as you do, just allow your breathing just to slow right down. You don't have to be anywhere else. Think about anything else. Just allow your eyes to rejoice in whatever it is they're seeing that they're enjoying. So you might let your eyes just settle on something. Doesn't matter what it is, but just notice where your eyes naturally want to settle. It might be somewhere really ordinary. Just in the quiet of that spot, allow a prayer just to rise up out of you. Might even just be a word. It might just be thank you. When you're ready, I invite you to close your eyes. And continue to notice your breathing. Notice as your chest expands and exhales. And expands. And exhales. You find yourself in a forest. You're just walking in the forest. There's a nice trail. Just notice the different undergrowth you can see, different bird calls that you can hear. Notice how the ground feels under your boots. And you come upon a clearing. In the clearing you can see some tents set up, and there's a fire in the middle of the clearing. You can see some pots and pans. And there's a familiar face leaning over, cooking food on the fire. And it's Jesus. Just make your way over to the fire and notice what he's cooking. Might be some steak or potato, maybe some veggies. And allow yourself just to sit with Jesus, watching the food cook as the heat comes up from the logs. And when the food's ready, you set about sitting down for dinner. And you find a log. Jesus is on a log. You're just eating dinner by the fire. Notice how the food tastes in your mouth, how it smells. Allow yourself to savor what you're receiving. And as you're done, Jesus comes and collects the plates. And you allow yourself just to stay sitting by the fire. Because the truth is, there's something sitting on your heart that you want to talk to Jesus about. You keep looking over, thinking, I don't know how to tell him. I don't know how to talk about it. It's hard. And Jesus comes and he sits on the log. And he just stares at the fire. He's so patient, so gentle. Jesus picks up a stick from the ground and places it on the fire. And you see a whole new spark of embers come up. And he just turns to you and says, "It's okay. You know in that moment that it is. That he knows and that he loves you. When you're ready, just allow yourself to start talking to Jesus. Notice where your eyes rest, whether they rest on the fire, or on his hand, or his face, or on the trees, or if they're moving about. Notice how your body's feeling. Do you feel a little bit more free talking to Jesus? And just notice what he has to say. Allow yourself to settle even deeper. Allow your body to relax, your breathing to slow. Just enjoy being in the company, in the presence of Jesus, who loves you, who knows you so intimately, and who receives you exactly as you are. Notice what his love invokes in you, what it makes you want to do. Does it make you want to commit to something? Or grow in some way? Does it convict you of a course of action? Just allow yourself to become aware of that. Notice the warmth of the fire, the beautiful sounds it makes as it crackles. Notice what it makes you think about just sitting here, watching the fire, talking to Jesus. Just make a prayer to the Holy Spirit and ask, what's the one gift of this time that you're meant to carry with you? What's the grace that you're calling to be a steward of? And ask the Spirit to help you to nurture, to treasure, to savour that gift. When you're ready, I invite you to return to where you are and make a prayer of thanks for the time that you've spent with Jesus. Thank you for coming to this place. You can come back here whenever you like. Feel free to subscribe as well if you want to stay up to date with when our new meditations are released. Share it with your friends. Have a beautiful day. Thanks, friends. I'm Catherine Kingsley, and this is Rest in Thee, a series of meditations produced by the Missionaries of God's Love Sisters.